As this year's All You Need Volume 3 review. Being constantly knee-deep in isekai-like novels, I'm always looking for series that can offer something different from the popular genre. Last year, Yen Press started publishing comedy series, As This Is All You Need, and when I reviewed the first volume, I was won over by what I found. Now that we run into a new year, I figured it was time to revisit the series and see how the cast are faring. So let's find out what's happening in the Scissors All You Need Volume 3. This review contains spoilers for the end of the anime adaptation, so if you haven't yet watched the anime, you might want to click away now. My reading with the castings are in turmoil. In the last volume, we read about Haruto's light novel series being adapted into an anime and the depression that set in as he watched the first episode, which had turned out terribly. Meanwhile, Itsuki had managed to miss several deadlines for the latest volume of his series and was forced into isolation by his editor until the manuscript was finished. Yes, our heroes were certainly in a slump, and that's a feeling that continues into this volume as well. While things are looking up for Itsuki with the burden of his deadlines relieved, Haruto's situation is only getting worse. Having given up after watching the anime adaptation of his series and ignoring the criticisms on social media, Haruto begins to question what the point of his job even is, when something he loved creating and put so much passion into is so poorly received. He wonders if he should just give it all up. Keeping his feelings to himself, Haruto instead opens up to Itsuki on the romantic feelings he's begun to hold for Miyako and asks for his help in setting the two of them up. Sadly, it doesn't go smoothly, and Itsuki's inferences shows Haruto a truth he'd rather not have seen. It might seem like this volume is doom and gloom, but rest assured that the usual blend of over-the-top type of hilarious shenanigans is present and accounted for. The comedy elements of this volume are difficult to talk about, given they more often than not veer into the not safe for work zone, but if you read the previous two books, then you know what to expect. What I like about The Sisters All You Need is that it never shies away from the difficulties of being an author of working on a creative field in general. As I'm sure you can figure out from this review so far, this time around the story focuses a lot on Haruto and the difficulties he's having. His problems and feelings are relatable, and I'm sure many of you also resonate with his struggles. Putting your all into something only for it to be underwhelming, critically, and generate so much hate for both new and existing fans is a bitter pill to swallow, and Haruto now faces two choices: to kick away and spy everything or to give in and quit. Although Haruto's feelings haven't yet come to a head, surely in the next couple of volumes they will. The interesting thing here is that until Haruto and Itsuki have a solid working and personal relationship, although they debuted at roughly the same time, Haruto has always been more popular. However, Itsuki's works have been steadily gaining traction, and with the surprise reveal at the end of this volume, it looks like he's about to stand at a par with Haruto. It'll be interesting to see how this development affects Haruto, as well as what's going to mean for Itsuki. But these are thoughts for the future, I suppose. I feel it's also worth mentioning that at the end of this volume, there's a heartwarming side story explaining what led Itsuki to begin writing light novels. I'm glad that we finally learned about it behind his passion, and it's such a pure dream. Itsuki can quite often come across as full of bravado and confidence because of how well his books do. So to show a younger version is stripped off those wonders for his development. His volume comes to the West thanks to Yen Press and continues to be translated by Kevin Gifford. The translation reads well, and I'm especially fond of the use of various font sizes to empathize if a character is whispering or shouting. It also build a concrete mental image of the going-ons. There are also a variety of color pages at the beginning of the book, illustrated by Kantoku, and these are real to like a showcase that everyday life of our cast. One image is very innocent of Dao drunk, so maybe don't flip drunk this one in public. Overall, As This Is All You Need Volume 3 provides a whirlwind of emotion and a tabletop RPG hijinks where they come to know and love. With the next volume finally getting beyond what the anime adapted, I'm looking forward to seeing what life throws at our cast next. One thing's for sure, the life of the light novel author is never without drama, 9 out of 10.